What is going on YouTube? Welcome in, I'm LuboATM and welcome to another Shrine of Secrets discussion. This is every Wednesday we jump onto a video and go through all the perks on the new Shrine of Secrets. We discuss what those perks do and if it's worthwhile you spending your hard earned shards on them. So we'll jump straight into this week's Shrine. It's a pretty decent Shrine this week, to be honest. Most of the perks on it are pretty good, so let's as we always do, start at the top and work our way around. So this is a Zarina perk off the record. Basically what this perk does is after you're unhooked or unhook yourself, off the record activates, and while it's active your aura will not be shown to the killer and your grunts of pain are reduced by 100%. So basically you're kind of getting a perk here that when you're unhooked or you unhook yourself, you're kind of mixing two perks of like Distortion and Iron Will together for a limited time. I think this perk's quite good dependent on your playstyle. Like I quite like it. I don't usually run it myself, but if you're kind of a player who likes to stealth or kind of avoid chase, this would be a really good perk for you because it allows you to go off the hook, and as long as you've not been farmed, you can get to like a safe spot, and then potentially heal up and then kind of go about the rest of your gameplay. And you can kind of do that without having to worry about your grunts of pain or your injured state noises giving you away, and you also don't need to worry about if someone else gets hooked or anything. You're not going to get caught off in barbecue or nurses calling or anything like that. So I think it's a good perk. It has a use, and I think it has a use dependent on your playstyle. As I said, I don't particularly run it because I don't mind engaging in a chase, if you know what I mean. So it's probably more useful as like an anti-tunneling perk, I would think, if you're looking at it that way. It's just a perk there to kind of help you make sure that you don't get chased directly off hook, basically. So I think it's a pretty decent perk. The next perk in the shrine is Pharmacy, which allows you to unlock chests 40% faster. The noise of opening the chest is reduced by 8 meters, and it guarantees you a med kit on your first chest that you unlock. I'm not a fan of this perk, guys. I'm going to be honest, and it's just my opinion. I just don't like it. I think if you're that desperate to get a med kit, then you would bring one in yourself. I can see that it would maybe be good in clutch, that if you're the last person alive and you're injured and you want to try and heal yourself to make a play to try and escape through the hatch or the exit gate, then yes, but then it's dependent on that nobody else in the challenge has already opened all the chests, or I think it's very situation dependent, which is my problem with a lot of survivor perks, that it needs to be in one very specific situation you might get value out it, but on the whole you'll probably get better value and better items out of chests by just running plunderer build, like Plunderer's Instinct or Appraisal, you know what I mean? FYI, you can check out my video on Plunderer's build on the channel. I'll put the link in the description. But yeah, I just think you'll get better value out of different perks, and I think that I would rather take Plunderers and Appraisal, for example, and run the risk of getting like a purple med kit or like a pink key or a purple flashlight than I would by coming in, open the chest slightly faster, and then be guaranteed like a green med kit. You know what I mean? Like if I really wanted a green med kit in the trial that bad, I would just bring a green med kit. So I'm not a big fan of Pharmacy. The next perk on the shrine is Spirit Teachable, which is Rancor. So you become obsessed with one survivor. Every time a generator is completed, you can see the obsession for 5 seconds. You can see everyone else in the trial for 3 seconds. And once all generators are completed, the obsession becomes exposed and you can kill them with a Mori. So this is a perk I think it's a good perk. I think it's like Bitter Murmurs with extra steps, if that makes sense. I think it's like Bitter Murmurs but you get extra value out it, if you kind of want to look at it that way. My way of looking at this perk is, again, I think it's a good perk, but with a very big kind of asterisk next to it. Like, it's good in specific builds, or if it's paired with something. I would probably never run Rancor as a standalone in a build, just because there's not. It's not a perk that does well on its own. I think it needs something to synergize with. So if you're running an end game build with Blood Warden, No Ed, and No Way Out, then yes, Rancor is excellent because you're planning your game around that end period of the match. Or pair it with something like Save the Best for Last or Play with Your Food, that are other perks based off obsessions that get you benefits throughout the match. So like for this perk, you're going to want to be avoiding the obsession as much as possible because you want them to be alive at the end so you can get your value from the exposed and Mori. So you're probably not wanting to kill them during the trial. So if you have save the best for last or play with your food that rewards you for not downing and killing the obsession, you would probably want to run them with it to get some extra value. And then obviously the big drawback is if you kill the obsession before you reach the end game, you basically only get the 3 seconds worth of visibility after a gen's completed. In which case you're pretty much just better running Bitter Murmur because you get more aura reading time. So yeah, I think it's a good one. I think it's good in specific builds, but I don't think it's particularly great on its own. And the last perk on the shrine is a Demogorgon perk, which is Surge. So Surge is when you put a survivor into the dying state with a basic attack, it causes all generators within a 32 meter range to instantly explode and start regressing. They immediately lose 8% of their progress. I think Surge is an excellent perk, and I'll tell you for why. So I'm a big fan of, especially in killer gameplay, not having to go out my way to get benefit from a perk. So it's the reason why, if you've ever watched any of my streams over on Twitch, or some of the other videos we've been talking here, I am not a fan of like perks like Pop Goes the Weasel and Oppression, where I have to go out my way of my general pathing to get value out of a perk. So like you hook someone with Pop, you then need to go out your way to find a generator that's worked a significant amount of distance to get value out of the perk, where you could just be chasing someone else. Perks like Surge and Ruin and Sloppy Butcher all get you slowdown and regression passively just by doing what you're meant to be doing anyway. So Surge downing people, especially on M1 killers, is huge. Ruin chasing people off generators or pressuring generators. Sloppy Butcher hitting survivors. You know what I mean? You get benefit and slowdown out of all those perks without having to go out your way to achieve them. And I think that's probably the main strength to Surge, and I think that's why Surge is such a good perk. Also, you can combo with stuff like Ruin, you can combo with Surveillance, so basically if you down someone and you blow a gen, you get instant information from Surveillance if there's someone on that gen, because it'll go from the white aura from regressing to the yellow aura of being worked again, or you know that you've blown a gen and no one's on it, so you get instant information from that combo. Ruin, obviously, if it's a gen that's not being worked on, obviously you get the extra 8% progression, and then it's going to continue to regress. Or if someone's working on it when you down them and scare them off, then you get the benefit from Ruin. You know what I mean? So I think it pairs really well with other perks. If you're looking for, I tend to, on killers as kind of standard, kind of try and run 2 track and 2 regression as a balance. And I think you could do Surge paired with another slowdown perk in your build to get you that outcome, and I think is a really good perk. So that's basically it, guys. That's what all the perks do. So as always, now we'll kind of go into which ones I recommend for each one. So for your Survivor perk this week, I would recommend Off the Record, and for your Killer perk, I would recommend Surge. I think you're pretty safe with any of these perks other than Pharmacy, if I'm honest. I think any of the other 3, if you want to spend your shards on them, would be a good choice. But if you have the other 3, and the only one you can buy to get the perks Pharmacy, I would probably just get the blood points or wait till next week, if I'm being honest. So yeah, that's the discussion done for this week. So thank you so much again for everyone for tuning in. Please like and share the video. Please subscribe to the channel. All the support is greatly appreciated. I stream a couple of times a week over at twitch.tv/LiboATM, so please come see me over there and join me for my boosted gameplays. But yeah, until next Wednesday when we go through the shrine again, peace.